Hello, greetings, my brothers and my sisters. How you all doing? Hello, my Arsenal Futurites. Well, it's late here in London town. It's what? It's just gone up past 3 in the morning, and I'm playing some music. I'm playing some music. I don't go to bed early on the weekends, and but I'm still high in that game. We're here to talk about Arsenal, obviously. Arsenal beat Everton by 2 goals to 0, and you see, I got my prediction right because I went for 2-0 to Arsenal, didn't I? In my predictions. For those of you who probably saw the last upload I made, the preview of the Arsenal v Everton game, and I said I thought Arsenal win 2-0. We won 2-0. We left it very late though. 2 goals in the last 5 minutes. Victor Yokeres coming on and scoring our first goal, set up by the new wonder teen sensation, Max Dowman. And that's why I've uploaded, because I want to talk about Max Dowman a bit. Yeah, and then of course the second goal, it was a corner to Everton, and we broke away. Max Dowman heads it past the first challenger, runs with it, beats the second challenger, and has the whole literally most of the length of the pitch to run and tap it into an empty net. But it's Max Dowman is just dynamite. I'm hearing a lot of people saying that this young 16-year-old, he's only just turned 16. He turned 16, I think, was it January, or was it? I think he said they said New Year's Eve. So obviously that's late December. So just only a couple of months, about 3 months after his 16th birthday, and he's still going to school. He's still about to set his exams as well in the summer. And I remember when I was 16. I was 16. I was when I was his age. I think he said he's 16 years and about 73 days. When I was roughly around exactly the same age, 16 years and about 3 months or a couple of months, I got my first job. It was a local job working at a local dry cleaners. That dry cleaners ain't there anymore because the man who gave me the job, the man who ran the dry cleaners I worked for, God bless his soul, is no longer around anymore. Mr. Wendell Pendergast, his name was. He died about 10 years ago. And so now you walk down that street and it's just blocked. It's just flats. They've turned it into flats where the dry cleaners used to be, where I worked my first job. And Max Diamond's coming and he's made history because he becomes the youngest player to score in the Premier League ever. The youngest ever player to score in the Premier League, and also with that, Arsenal's youngest ever goal scorer. And so he's made two histories there. And this kid is just gonna get. It's just gonna go from strength to strength. Of course, you've got Lamine Yamal at Barcelona, but he's now 18. He'll be 19 sometime in the summer. And you've got, I'm thinking it was the other one. Yes, you've got Karl at Bayern Munich. He's 16 as well. So in the next few years, you're gonna have there's gonna be some battles. I wouldn't be surprised if it would be between those three: Lamine Lamal, uh, Max Dowman, and Karl. I've forgotten his first name. Karl. Well, he plays for Bayern Munich, and he played well against us when we beat them 3-1 in the Champions League, the group stages of the Champions League earlier this season. And he's 16 as well, Karl. And there's other youngsters out there. The Estevao Chelsea is a very, very good shout as well. A lot of people have been talking great things about him as well. But it's just the way Lamine, I wish. It's just the way Max Dowman, when he gets the ball, he looks so comfortable with the ball. He's like silky skilled. And some people are saying that he's probably the best youngster, the best 16-year-old I've ever seen. I remember people saying that about Lamine Lamal when he first came into the scene 2 or 3 years ago, saying that he's the best young player that they've ever seen. Messi was the same. When he came on the scene some years ago, many people said that he's the best young player they've ever seen. But of course, you would have, there's people around today who would have seen Pele when he was 16. I think he made his debut Pele at 15 for Santos, so 15. And by 16, 17, he was part of a Brazil squad. And they won their first World Cup in 1958. And of course, Pele famously scored, I think it was 2 goals in the final. That one where he kicks it over the player's head, flicks it over the player's head, and volleys it in. One of the most famous goals ever scored in football history. I'll never forget that, seeing that goal when I was young, when I was a youngster, and still seeing it today. It gets better the more I watch it. Arsenal have got a big star in their hands. I'm thinking that I'm trying to remember when was the last time we've had a big star like this. You probably have to go back of this age, I should say, a big young star of this age. I think you'll have to go back to probably Cesc Fabregas about, let me see, about 20 years ago when he just came through the youth ranks, just over 20 years ago actually, 2003, 2004, just after the Invincible season. Wenger gave me started to play him and gave me his debut in the Charity Shield. And I remember that match against Manchester United. I think we won the game 3-1 against Manchester United. Yeah. And he was brilliant. He's bossing Man United to midfield. He was brilliant. He was only at that time just turned 17, Fabregas. But this guy here, this kid here, Max Dowman's even younger, and he looks. Every time he gets ball, you just think he's just gonna something magical is gonna happen. He gets you off your seat, and I'm just so happy to see that Arsenal have got a young player like this because it's been a long time coming. I must say, I've had a lot of young players who've promised, but this is the one. This one is mustard. This kid is mustard. I'm hearing a lot of people, not just Arsenal supporters, but supporters from other clubs talking so much about this lad. Hopefully, he'll keep his feet on the ground. I'm hearing that he's got very, very good parents. I've got somebody who knows his parents, a friend of mine who knows his parents, and apparently his parents, especially his father, is very, very strict and make sure that he keeps his feet firmly on the ground. Also, Arsenal as a club was one of the biggest clubs in the world. We've got people at the club who keep him grounded. You know, the manager, other people there, the members of staff, the other players. I'm even on that Declan Rice keeps an eye on him on a regular basis and checks on him and so on. So it's quite good to know that the other players, you know, he's the youngest in the squad by some distance, along with Salman. He's another young 16-year-old, but this kid Dowman is the biggest prospect coming through Arsenal for just over 20 years, as I said, you know, since the days of Cesc Fabregas. And hopefully he can go on to win a Premier League title in his first season. Imagine you're playing for one of the biggest clubs in the world, and it's your debut season. You've only just turned 16. You made your debut at 15 because remember he was playing at the start of the season. He played on a tour in the Far East, and the Singapore tour in the Far East, and you know he played in the first early games of the Premier League. And you're 15, you're going into 16, and your first full season play for one of the biggest clubs in the world, and you're about to win a Premier League title. You know, the last time we won a Premier League title, he wasn't even thought of. This is about a good 22 years. This was about a good 6 years before he was even born. I mean, it's incredible to even think that. And he could even win. He could even end up winning the Champions League, but no other Arsenal team has ever won in the history. You know, so he could be part. Already, he's made history by being the youngest scorer and the youngest player to play for us. He can also carry on that history by becoming the youngest player to win a trophy with us. You know what I mean? He's just breaking records all round. And as I said a few minutes ago, I just hope and pray that and from what I'm hearing, he's got good people around him. But I just want to reaffirm that those people keep his feet firmly on the ground, and you don't want to see him in the back in the front pages of the papers. Oh, staggering out of nightclubs and so on, and hopefully he keeps his feet firmly on the ground. And I'm sure Arsenal as a club will definitely ensure that happens. Anyway, guys, I'm going to come up with the usual Premier League match review in a day or two's time. We've got Leverkusen, I think, on Tuesday, the second leg of the Champions League. So you'll see me then with a match preview. And just before that, I'll do the match review of the other. Did I do the match? I'm trying to remember if I did the match review of Leverkusen. I don't think I did I? But I'll come up with that. Don't worry, I'll come up with the match review of the first leg, the 1-1 draw in Germany, which took place on Wednesday. And then we're going to give you the match preview of the second leg, which is going to be at the Emirates Stadium, which is taking place on Tuesday, I do believe. And this is just a quick reaction video to our 2-1 win. But as you can see, and as you can hear, I'm waxing lyrical. I'm drooling over our new wonder kid, Max Dowman. So, guys, good night. You take care of yourselves. I love you all. And Manchester City, to make matters even better, Manchester City dropped 2 points at West Ham at the London Stadium with a 1-1 draw. So now we're 10 points before they kicked off, ahead of them. Now we're 9 points. So we're on 70 points, and Manchester City are on 61 points. They have got a game in hand. Uh, they have got a game in hand. So even if they win that game, excuse me, even if they win that game, it's 6 points, 11 on games. We're still going to go to the Etihad, I think sometime in April. We've got them in the League Cup final next weekend as well at Wembley, next week Sunday. So let's see what happens. A lot of people I know seem to be backing us to win that game at Wembley. I don't know. But all I want is the Premier League and the Champions League. And if anything else is an added bonus. But I want to win. I badly want to win that Premier League, and I badly want to win that elusive UEFA Champions League trophy, because we've never won it. We're the biggest club never to have won it. All the major clubs have won this, probably along with Atletico Madrid. You know what I mean? And but we need to win that trophy, really and truly. And hopefully this is a season where we can actually add that to our Premier League and so on. So guys, you take care. Speak to you soon. Good night. Adios.